It has been nearly 2 years since outrage over George Floyd's murder in Minneapolis. The actions of the officers there who didn't stop Derek Chauvin has sparked duty to intervene laws and policies across the country. As we found, communities are now calling for accountability if officers simply stand by. What started as a traffic stop led to a car chase.
South on 8th, approaching Ohio, no traffic.
Ending here on South 8th Street in Richmond back in 2018.
Hands out or we'll send the dog!
The car was reported stolen, which came as a surprise to a group of friends in the back seat, says Ricardo Hernandez, who was one of them.
Do you feel that you did anything wrong that night?
No, I don't feel like I did anything wrong.
Slide out this side with your hands up.
He was the last one called out of the car.
Hands in the air, face away from us. Stop!
That's the voice of Richmond police officer Brandon Hodges, whose body camera video captured Contra Costa County Sheriff's deputies restraining Hernandez.
Stop resisting.
One of them put him in a sleeper hold.
He's out.
A warning what happens next is hard to watch.
Give me your hand!
Struck several times by a flashlight at the hands of Deputy Brandon Battles, who then pulled out his gun and pressed it to Hernandez's head. Deputies charged Hernandez with resisting arrest. That charge was later dropped.
There's no way to whitewash this. What Deputy Battles did was wrong and egregious. And the fact that no one, including officers from Richmond PD, did anything to stop him also shows that they're liable for this conduct.
Civil rights lawyers sued the law enforcement agencies, claiming excessive force and failing to intervene. Court records show Contra Costa County settled for $260,000, but the city of Richmond fought it.
From my perspective, they know what they did.
In this case, Hernandez and his attorney say Officer Hodges did nothing to stop excessive force. Department policy states an officer shall intercede to prevent the use of unreasonable force and report observations to a supervisor. In March, a jury ruled that didn't happen, and the officer's conduct caused Hernandez injury and harm.
Thanks to God, I'm still alive. He's the one he was there with me and protecting me, because in my perspective, I would have been dead.
All officers are trained that they have a federal constitutional duty to intervene when they are observing another officer using what they know to be excessive force.
Attorney Josh Parker with the Policing Project at New York University says strides have been made to revise use of force policies and strengthen requirements to intervene. According to the National Conference of State Legislatures, at least 18 states, including California, now have laws on the books. Only time will tell if they have teeth.
It's vital that agencies follow the law and have this policy, but also that they adhere to it, consistently imposing serious discipline, including potentially terminating the employment of officers who fail to intervene when they're obliged to do so.
Still, research shows that's only part of the solution. Police culture, anti-retaliation, and training has to change too. Nonpartisan think tank Council on Criminal Justice found officers are more likely to step in when encouraged by a supervisor, seeing fellow officers intervening in similar cases, or witnessing peers rewarded for stopping unnecessary force.
Give me your hand!
Calling into question incidents like this, hard for Hernandez to watch even now. Jurors clear in their view, Officer Hodges should have done something.
I did tell him that I forgive him for not intervening. I told him that I forgive him.
But retired police officer and longtime law enforcement trainer Don Cameron says Hodges didn't have the knowledge or enough time to act.
Without all the facts of what's going on, and you've got a lot of officers, you've got the guy obviously fighting, don't know whether he's armed or not, would I want to step in and say, hey, stop that and pull the guy away, and then have the guy come up with a gun and shoot both of us? Just something that you can't do, and you can't second guess what's going on, I don't think.
The city of Richmond would not provide an interview and said it could not comment. But court documents argue Officer Hodges is entitled to qualified immunity, giving him breathing room to make reasonable but mistaken judgments, and saying he wasn't aware of a need to intervene or didn't have a realistic opportunity to do so.
You see them at the end of the video, they're just nonchalant about everything.
What's up, man? How are you?
It's another day at the office, and that's the thing. This jury sent out a message. It's no longer another day at the office.
The jury wants to award Hernandez more than $500,000 in total damages for the harm caused by Hodges' conduct. The judge still has to make a decision on a judgment. The officer's attorney did not provide any comment, neither did the Richmond Police Officers Association. I'm Brooks Jarose, KTVU Fox 2 News.